And we are back in action. So yeah, this is going to be the step where I color this this other character. So the one on the vertical scale, so the highest level, the strongest version of that character, of that class, that armor set. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm starting with already the flats done, so I'll save you the pain of looking me go through that again. And now I'm just kind of color picking from the other well, the other concept. So all I did is just hide the lines, so I can alt click and then use the paint bucket to get exactly the same color, the same kind of base colors for this upgraded version, this higher level version. So yeah, the idea with this is that I wanted to have those two share the same color palette, kind of like the same theme. So it's really like as if I had this armor set and then I decide to level it up or something, what it would look like basically. So yeah, I mean, on the one on the left has a lot of color, so it's very colorful. And the idea for the one on the right, the armored up version, would be was that it was going to be a lot darker. So the colors would be hidden behind armor, so you would get that dark armor a lot more visible on that one. But I still wanted the hints of colors from the previous version, because I thought that was working pretty well. So previously we did the variations on the purple color, the purple version, the purple variation, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. So the light version, I'm going to be doing the kind of like the portfolio piece, the more finished version, using that purple theme. And for this one, since I kind of liked that version too, quite a lot actually. This one, so I wanted to at least have a version that I can polish up. So that's going to be that one. So yeah, I'll be spending a little bit more time on this coloring process for this particular version. And I'm going to keep that color theme. Yeah, so for now, I mean, it's this exact same as the other one. So as you can see, I have my flats, and then I have my color layer, and then my lines on top of it. And what I'll be doing is just the same thing, starting with the color layer. I'm going to be selecting the flats, so the regions in the flat, just using the good old magic wand to select those regions, and then on the color layer, adding those nice gradients again. So for this one, for this color pass, I'm inspiring myself a lot from the original design that I did, the sketchy one that you see here on the right, behind. And yeah, so I'll end up changing out a couple things towards the end, so that it looks a little bit more like the one on the left, because I liked kind of like the direction of the yellow a little bit better on there. Yeah, for now I'm basing my design heavily on the one on the right. So yeah, just adding subtle gradients here and there. This one has a lot more details, so the gradients are not as important. When you don't have details, then it's always good to have that gradient to kind of give some interest. Like when you have like some big open areas that don't have that much detail. But in this case, this one is already pretty heavy, so I don't want to make it too crazy by having a bunch of gradients everywhere. So I'm going to keep it to, I'm going to stick to the fabric and the legs, and that's going to be pretty much it. So yeah, I'm going to try again to get those colors back. And here I'm not color picking on the flower, I'm just color picking on the actual concept that I did, because I ended up liking those colors quite a bit. So yeah, guys, it's going to be this process is going to be a little bit more a little bit. I guess it's going to be very similar to what I did before, so I'm not going to be talking the whole time for this particular chapter, but I'll pick it up a little bit later. All right, so well, as you can see, we're coming to an end here. The character's almost done, so I've just been doing some final touch-ups here, and there are still a couple things that'll change. You'll see soon. I'm always comparing this version with the original one. So, like, one of the things that I was noticing was that the emerald kind of the emerald fabric that she has, like her shirt, wasn't showing enough. So that's something that I'll be tweaking a little bit. So yeah, it's just like final like small color tweaks that need to happen to really, you know, sell this concept. But we're almost done, basically. So at the moment, what I was thinking is that it's a little too much going on. You know, it's really all the colors of the rainbow. So it's a little bit too messy. Even though the original kind of had the same, it worked a little bit better somehow. This one, I'm gonna be toning down some of the colors. Yeah, to make it read a little bit more, so that, you know, the color's not all over the place. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, the process was exactly the same thing. So, you know, to recap, you start with the basic colors, where you're just adding a bunch of gradients and, you know, tweaking the colors so that they're exactly what you want. And then on top of that, you add a shadow layer set to multiply. You create your shadows, you know, real quick. And then once you think you're done with the shadows, you can hide your lines. You can hide everything else but the shadow layer. And then you get to see your shadow layer, you know, very clearly, and then fix any mistakes or like clean it up if needed, which is the case generally. And then yeah, once that's done, show up everything else. You know, enable all the other layers, and add your highlights layer set to overlay mode. Work on all your highlights, and then finally, you know, a final layer on top of everything, where you get to just add a bunch of details. So in this case, you know, all the white bits, the white like decals on her, that would be on the detail layer. And if you have an extra layer, that's extra details that you want to add on top of that too, like scratches or, you know, whatever it is, you can add that on that very top layer. But now, you know, all those layers have been combined. So once you're done, you know, save the file as something else with all the layers, and then you can save a different file with a different number, a different name, whatever, and then you can combine everything to do the final pass on it, adjusting like the final bits of colors and all this stuff. And of course, you know, throughout the process, if you're working in a production, or even if you're not, if you're working from home, try to get as much feedback as possible along the way, so that you're not working in a bubble the whole time. So that's something that you hear all the time, you know, in game studios, and probably in all kinds of studios actually. Avoid grand reveals at all costs. You know, that's something that you really don't wanna do, because most of the time it doesn't work. You know, you reveal your thing, you've been working on something for a long time, and you're like, ta-da, and people are just not vibing, you know, not digging it. So that's always a super bummer when you have high expectations, when you're really proud of something, and then you show it, and you've spent a lot of time on it, and then you show it and nobody likes it, or they have like a bunch of different things that they want to do with it. Yeah, that's never good, and that's a waste of money if you're working in a studio. So try to avoid that. But as you can see now, the two color themes working pretty well. So that would be a wrap for this character. And now that the last version has been colored, the next step would be talking about what to do with all this content that we've created now. What do we do? How do we display it? How do we showcase it as best as possible to give us as many chances as we can to get noticed? And you know, how you build a good portfolio, how to set up everything, where to post it, what to do. to get that job. So that's what we're gonna be talking about next. I'll see you guys then.